All right, what's going on, guys? Sorry for the terrible quality. I'm on the Mac right now. I'm at work, so they called me. Nate called me in early, but I just have an earlier schedule for today and tomorrow. So I start work at 11. So I wanted to have as much time to trade and not be like, because I live 30 minutes away from work, so I didn't want to have to leave and get off the charts at 10:30. So I got here early, did the setup. I had to set up closer to 11, so I wasn't able to review it right there because I had to start working. So now I'm on my 15-minute break. I'm just going to recap the setup I took and potential other setups for the day today that I noticed and why I didn't take them. Okay, cool. So let's just get right into this. Let's select this bar and go back towards market open. So the first setup you really could have taken today was fresh off the open here. There was a 30-second inverse here, and this is a 15-minute gap down here. So we opened up, immediately pushed down into this 15-minute gap and had a 30-second inverse up. I just didn't really, this was a good trade. Like the trade idea makes sense. I was just, this big 1 minute displacement down, big 1 minute displacement up is not something I really wanted to get in, especially if we're just going to chop right here. Obviously, we did have draws higher, so you could have gotten that, but it's just not something that I was willing to lose money on today. So I was just patient. Just fast forward here. As we're kind of pushing up steadily, once we got to this area, we had taken out some liquidity to the left of us. Over here, we had these highs above. I was really looking for a pullback after we opened up this 5 minute here. So you can see that we opened up this 5 minute here. I was starting to look for a retrace into this 5 minute and a push out to be able to take out these previous day highs that are above us. But we end up just going up instantly and taking out these previous day highs. Once we take out these previous day highs, yes, I can zoom back out. We do have like more liquidity above all the way to the left over here. So we did have this next high above here, but we had just taken out all of this kind of liquidity that was stored up down here. And it was way more obvious on ES if I zoom out on ES. There we go. Okay, I don't know what that was showing before, but we already finished taking out all of these highs here as well. ES had also finally finished filling this new week opening gap to the left of us over here. So we had taken out all of these highs and we are filling this fully new week opening gap. We do have this high above, but if we were to retrace here or reverse here, I'm starting now to look for a short to this 15-minute gap because at this 5 minute gap as well, we opened up a 15-minute in the same place. So I'm starting to think, hey, we're probably going to start heavily drawing to this area pretty soon. Go back over here, zoom this back in on ES. Perfect. All right, so I see that we take out previous day high now. I'm starting to already look for shorts down to this gap. We start to push down and ES does tap into this 5 and 15-minute gap. So this is where we're looking at right here. So we have this 15-minute gap to the left of us here. This is also a 5 and 15-minute gap on ES. ES starts retracing down into this gap while NASDAQ does not. Now look, there's a long coming out of this right. I'm going to go on the 2 minute right here. Okay, cool. So this is actually a pretty good setup. I actually, like, hindsight, I do like this. It's just with my losing streak, well, not losing streak, but kind of shoddy bias going into the week. And I just didn't want on a Monday, it's already 10:12. 10 a.m. just opened up. We do have this 5 minute. If NASDAQ had tapped this 5 and 15 minute, I most likely would have entered this trade for a 1-to-1. But the thing is, since NASDAQ didn't tap into it, I just faded this setup in general. I also did not see the 2 minute and was just focusing on the 1 minute, which the close looked like this, which is like a really weird close. You can see we closed exactly right at that. So I wasn't like dying to get into this, but the 2 minute is super clean. This 2 minute inverse is clean. Technically, we have an SMT at these lows, so NASDAQ no longer needs to take them out. So honestly, if you're playing this by the book, this is a great setup. We also had just taken out these previous day highs, so I just was starting to look for shorts to this gap. And if we were going to retrace here, I know that this is a good setup, but me getting in this setup and the chance that right after we try and make this push out, we barely inverse this gap, and then we just chop here and just go down now into the 5 minute gap to now give us an entry and go out is not what I wanted to see. So I knew there was a decent probability that we literally just resweep this SMT and then both take out this 5 and 15 minute gap to then retrace upwards to these highs up here. So that's why I faded that one. If we keep going forward, we can see right after that inverse, we push up. So that setup would have played out. But what do I end up actually taking? So I'm not going to, I guess I could zoom out. There was a 30-minute gap here on ES, like all the way to the left over here. If you see, there's a 30-minute gap right here that at the time we were pushing into. So it was highly possible we could reverse and hold that. That was one thing. We also just, in general, let me go back to the lower time frame. So what do? We push above these highs over here. We take out all this liquidity. We don't reach for the next buy side, right? We took out previous day highs, which is all I really needed to see. ES filled this new week opening gap. We start to push down like I want. Okay, what do? We open up a very small 5-minute gap to the left of us over here at this line. We generate some lows down here. As soon as we make this 5-minute gap, we have this super long wick. We push down a little bit and we immediately have a strong candle reaction up into this 5-minute gap. On ES, we don't push up into it. And we don't even create a 5-minute gap on ES, but we just don't push above this high on ES, creating an SMT at these highs at the low time frame SMT. Then what do we see? We open up a 1-minute gap. And then we 1, 2, close through it in 3 candles, entry here. I got filled at this line down here. So this is where I got filled at. Take profit at this 5 and 15-minute gap below. I was looking for, even if you zoom out on the 5-minute, I actually just really like how this trade looks, the general structure of this. And to see that on ES, also something that gave me some confidence in this trade, is that ES had inversed this 5-minute gap here that NASDAQ respected. So NASDAQ didn't close below the 5-minute, but ES did. Let me show you right here. So this 5-minute gap right here, it's the same candle, got closed below on ES, showing inversion, showing we're looking for lower prices, while NASDAQ respected this 5-minute gap and did not close below it, but was still showing heavy bearish signals. So the idea behind this is that we're going to go tap this 5 or 15-minute gap below. And at this, if we're going to reverse anywhere, it would be at this 5-minute gap that we have below us right here. So it's this 5-minute gap that we have below us right here. I mean, these 5-minute intermediate lows. So there's these lows, intermediate lows inside of this 5-minute gap. That's what we would reverse if we're going to reverse anywhere. So that makes it our break even point. We sweep out the break even or break even right here. And then we get stopped out on this candle right here. So, or I think one of these, I think I might not have. I think we might have came here, swept here, and then I waited here. I'm not really sure when I got stopped out, but I put break even and ended up getting stopped out at break even, which just left me right here, 28 cents down on the trade. So honestly, for me, really textbook day. I was very patient. I just stuck to my rules. I was just confident in what I was doing and knew what I was looking at and had a reason for everything. So I'm actually very proud of myself today. Besides that, my 15-minute break is getting finished up now because I spent some time yapping. But I appreciate you guys. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't like it. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow.